are you? My name is Paulina. Welcome back to the channel. This month is September. It's the independence of my country, Chile. So I want to give you a traditional Chilean recipe, empanadas.
We are going to start preparing the dough, and for that we need warm water. I did a combination of boiling water and room temperature water. Also, we are gonna melt some butter, and in a bowl we are gonna put our all-purpose flour with a tablespoon of salt. You can do it in your counter doing a volcano, but for me it's easy to do it in a bowl because when I do a volcano in my counter, the liquid just go around everywhere and create a big mess. So when you have all together and mix the water with the butter and the flour, you're just gonna combine it, and when it's almost done, all the liquid it's absorbed, we are going to put it in the counter so we can just roll it out and mix it all together. We are going to knead the dough for a couple of minutes, and when it's ready we are going to leave it rest. Meanwhile, we prepare our filling for the empanadas, and we're going to cover with a cloth with beeswax, or you can use a kitchen cloth. I want to show you a traditional Chilean empanada de pino. So we are going to prepare our vegan pino. We are going to do it with tofu, so we are going to squeeze it into small pieces with a bit of onion and garlic to taste, just to make it more like tasty, because tofu is a bit plain. We're gonna put a bit of soya sauce and some drops of smoky liquid. We're gonna stir to combine everything and cook until it's ready. For our empanadas de pino, we also need boiled eggs. And when all our fillings is ready, we are going to start to prepare our empanada. You can do empanadas with different things. The traditionals is empanada de pino with minced meat, boiled eggs, some olives, and raisins, but you can create different type of one. Over here we're gonna do some corn empanadas with cheese, some mushroom with cheese, that is my favorite. You can create empanadas with just cheese if you prefer, and if you want to experiment, I have seen also some sweet empanadas, that's more kind of like exotic taste if you want. So the traditional empanada de pino have olives and raisins. I know sometimes or some people doesn't like those flavors, so if you want to leave it apart, that's totally optional. I also prepare a bit of parsley or coriander to taste, because I really like to put on it, but this is totally optional as well. And when we are ready to prepare our empanadas, we just need to cut the dough. With the quantity of dough that we prepare, it's gonna come out around 7 to 10 medium bigger size empanadas. The first things that I like to do is create a small ball with the dough. I find it easy to roll it out later on. when we have all our dough in a round shape, we're gonna, I like to press it down with my hands first, uh, before doing or using the roller. And when I use the roller, I like to turn the dough constantly, not just for prevent stiffness in the counter, it's just for make a more round shape of the empanadas. When our dough is ready, we are ready to fill up the empanadas. I know, this channel is a vegetarian channel, but my husband is still eating meat, so I just wanted to show you what I did for him and as a traditional empanada de pino. The traditional pino is with minced meat, onion and garlic, so that's what I did over here for him. And the traditional empanada chilena de pino has this type of pino with boiled eggs, some olives, and some raisins. I put a piece of garlic or coriander to taste because I just like it so much. Remember always to put the fill from the half down, because that way it's gonna be easy for you to fold the empanadas later on. When you're folding the empanadas, just press down all the edges for the film doesn't come out. The important thing is that with each filling or with each different fill that you do the empanadas, you do a different shape. In this case, we are just folding the first edge and then the sizes. You have to press down with your fingers really properly for close all the edges. When it's ready, we are putting it in a oven tray. Second empanada, I will show you the same typical empanada chilena, but with our tofu filling. So the first things we are going to do, it's gonna press a bit with our hands our round dough. Then we are going to roll it out with our roller. Remember to turn it around every now and then, not just to have a round shape, just to prevent that the dough stick in our counter. It doesn't matter if the shape is not perfectly round. Our empanadas are more artisanal, so that doesn't matter so much. For the filling, we're gonna put around 2 or 3 of our tofu pino on it, and half an egg and a couple of olives and raisin as well. Always remember to put the filling from the down, for the half down. That way it's gonna be much easier to fold it up later on. I also add a bit of parsley in this empanada because I just like so much the flavor. When you're folding your empanada, again, remember to press all the edges together, and you have to create different shapes to just distinguish which one are you doing. In this case, I just did the same shape, but I press it instead of my finger with a fork to just make different designs or different patterns for I can distinguish between the other one to this one. Once they are ready, we are ready to put it in an oven tray. For our third empanada, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to press our small round dough with our finger first, and then we are just going to roll it out with our roller. Remember to turn it around every now and then so you can have a round shape and it doesn't stick in the counter. As you can notice, I haven't used extra flour for dough, but if you need a bit more flour so your dough doesn't stick in your counter, that's totally fine as well. For this empanada, we are going to do an empanada of corn with cheese. So we are going to put around 3 to 2 tablespoons of corn in the empanadas. Remember always to put it from half down. I know that I'm repeating it a lot, but I always forget, and when it's time to fold it, for me it's a disaster. So I just want to be clear that it's gonna be easy for you to just stick the filling from the half down. We are going to put some cheese. I just put some slices, but if you want you can put grain cheese, and then we are just going to fold the empanadas. In this case I just turn the edges. I don't have so much practice turning the edges with the empanadas. I have more practice doing this kind of shape with dumplings, but that's for another video to show. I just want to remind you to press down all the edges. If you don't press it correctly, the filling is gonna pop up of your empanadas. And when we are ready, we are going to transfer it to an oven tray. For this fourth empanada and last one that I'm going to show you, we are going to do my favorite ones. It's an empanada with mushrooms and cheese. And for the mushroom, I just cook it and saute with a bit of salt and pepper, plus a bit of garlic to taste. Again, we are going to shape our dough. First of all with our hands and then with a roller, continue rounding around for we can have that kind of like artisanal round shape for our empanadas. And for the filling, we're gonna put around 2 to 3 tablespoons of our mushroom filling, with some slices of cheese and parsley. Again, you can use a slice of cheese, or you can buy those grounded, or you can ground your cheese yourself if you prefer. Sometimes it's easy to fold if the cheese is grounded, but I just did it in slices at this time. So when we are ready to fold our empanadas, remember to press off the edges. At this time, I just did the same shape that in the past, and I press it really properly. But for just distinguish which empanada was, I just turned the edges at this time, and it was more like hexy kind of shape for it. Again, when it's ready to go and put in an oven tray. And when our empanadas are ready to bake, we are gonna preheat our oven to 350 Fahrenheit degrees or 200 Celsius degrees, and we are gonna beat an egg for we can paint our empanadas. This is a process that if you want you can skip it, but I prefer not. because it make the empanadas more golden on the top. If you don't like to do it with eggs, you can always do it with milk. And we're gonna paint our empanadas, all the edges or all the sizes as well. If you don't have a brush to help you, you always can do it with your fingers in case. But make sure that you cover all the sizes and edges of the empanadas, for they have a really golden finish. Once they are all painted, we're going to take it to the oven around 30 minutes or until the dough is completely cooked and golden in the top. And here are our empanadas ready to eat. I cut half of it so you can see how delicious they look on the top. You can create different sizes of empanadas as well. With the medium big size that we create, you're gonna have around 7 to 10 empanadas, but if you want, you can create a smaller version of them, and you of course gonna have more empanadas to enjoy. You also can join it with lettuce salad. That's my preference to eat the empanadas.
Well, I hope you like it. As I said, I wanted to just give you a traditional version of the empanadas chilenas. That's why I create the one with meat, because my husband still eats them. So I just prepared those for him, but I wanted to show you a traditional, really real version of the empanadas chilenas. But I also create 3 other versions for you. If you wanted to do it all vegans, you can replace the butter for vegan butter and the cheese for vegan cheese, and it's just going to be the same thing. So I hope you like it. If so, please subscribe, share, and like. That always helps us. And if you want to hear this content in another language, in Spanish, you can just visit my other channel over here. Bye. See you in the next video.